Live from Lincoln, this is Channel 8 Eyewitness News Late Edition.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Laura Wilson. The Huskers game came down to the wire again, ending with a Wisconsin game-winning field goal. Let's check in with Peter Terpstra with more on the Husker heartache.
Nebraska hired Coach Mike Riley wanting someone who can win the big game. Wisconsin beat the Huskers by 35 points last season. Anytime you get another shot at a team who ran all over you a year before, that counts as one of the big ones. Mike Riley and Wisconsin head coach Paul Chryst having a little chit-chat before the game today. Former colleagues and friends now playing head-to-head. First quarter was tough sledding. Tommy Armstrong would only complete one pass. Nebraska with only 52 yards of total offense, and Wisconsin missed a field goal. We're knotted up at 0 after the first quarter. Second quarter, a pass interference penalty gave Wisconsin first and goal on third down. Joel Stave to his tight end, Troy Fumagalli, for the 7-yard touchdown. Caps a 13-play drive. Wisconsin strikes first. They're up 7-0. How about Nebraska? Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Tommy Armstrong doing what he does best, 7-yard scramble. That puts Nebraska on the board. They are all tied up at 7. And the fans finally get to release those balloons about 21 minutes into the game. Black shirts force a 3-and-out. Next drive. Wow. Armstrong to Alonzo Moore. Take a second look. 41-yard touchdown. Great catch with the man all over him. Nebraska ahead 14-7. 14 unanswered points in about 2 minutes of play. Now in the third. Nebraska comes out firing. Armstrong looks for Brandon Riley downfield. Fans want a flag for pass interference. So does Mike Riley. And he's going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty after getting in the ref's grill. The Huskers would settle for a field goal. Drew Brown try a 52-yarder, and it is wide right. Huskers still ahead 14-7. Wisconsin would hit a field goal to close the gap. The Huskers only up 14-10 after 3 quarters. In the fourth, Wisconsin, some help from a pass interference penalty. First and goal, Alec Ingold scores his first career touchdown. Wisconsin up 17-14. The Badgers would tack on another field goal. Badgers up by 6, 20-14. Who do you go to on 3rd and 2? Your fullback, Andy Janovich, right down central. 55 yards, the first career touchdown for him. Couldn't have come at a bigger time. Memorial Stadium is on fire. Huskers lead 21-20. Wisconsin would get the ball back with just about 3 minutes left, and they would go for a field goal. Rafael Gaglione off the right goalpost from 39 yards out. No good, and Jack Gangwish says, "Give me a hug." Huskers have life, but they would not be able to get a first down when they got the ball back. So Wisconsin gets the ball with 1:03 left in this drive. Stave to Fumagalli for the first down. They are in field goal range once again. The same kicker, Gaglione, gets another shot at it. This one from 46 yards out. It is true. That gives Wisconsin the 23-21 lead. Not every day you get a second chance. Your final score, Huskers fall 23-21. Nebraska is just 2-4 on the year, 0-2 in Big Ten play. They still have to play top 25 Northwestern, Iowa, and Michigan State. Channel 8's Brett Edwards has more from Memorial Stadium.
Now I really do sound like a broken record. For the 4th time this season, the Huskers lose in the final seconds of the ball game. Those kind of losses can be hard on any coach, no matter how long he's been at a school or however many games he's won. Mike Riley, just 6 games into his tenure at Nebraska, he's already endured those 4 painful losses, leaving the Huskers searching for answers.
I'd have to look back a ways. I don't think I've ever really seen this before, but, you know, we are in it. We'll look at lots. You know, when you have games like we've had, you will look at many different circumstances on how you playing or coaching could hopefully make a difference.
We're a team for a reason. You know, we're family. We got to stick in this together. Like we said from day one, you know, seasons are unexpected. You know, you got to expect the unexpected, and, you know, we really didn't think that we would have a season like this. You know, it's heartbreaking to look at it this way, but, you know, we just got to stick together and drive on to next week. We can't do it on the past. We can only try to progress and improve, and I think that's what we're trying to do.
You know, I think it's important to show up with an attitude that, you know, creates the kind of culture that we want, and you got to express that to everybody, coaches, players, staff, you know, everybody around this place. So, yeah, you know, I think that sometimes you need to deliver some energy to the coaches and just like you do to the players and everybody else.
At 2-4 and 0-2 in Big Ten play, the West Division title seems out of reach. Nebraska must win 4 of its last 6 games just to become bowl eligible. Nebraska travels to Minnesota next week. The Huskers lost to the Gophers last time they were there. We'll have more on today's game coming up later in sports. Reporting from Memorial Stadium with the Huskers, Brett Edwards, Channel 8 Eyewitness News, Sports.
Thanks, Brett. Out of their 4 losses, 2 of them came on the final play of the game. The other 2 in the final seconds. Nebraska started 2-5 in 1959. Today's loss marks the Huskers' worst start since then.
Now, Channel 8 Eyewitness News, Sports.
If you missed the highlights at the beginning of the show, the Huskers fall to Wisconsin 23-21 on a late field goal today. Nebraska failed to score in the 3rd quarter with the wind at their backs. You could put the record on repeat. A late letdown and offensive struggles at big-time moments seem to be the story.
We struggled because we didn't, again, have much success throwing the ball on 3rd down to convert anything. I think that that was it, and we had some runs that we hit pretty well in the first half, but we didn't have any consistency running the ball. And you know, and to give them credit, they've been a good defense in our, and so we just had to be better, and we weren't good enough.
They made plays. You know, we made plays. Our receivers went up and got the ball at certain times. You know, but we just didn't play the whole game like we wanted to, and it cost us the game.
The plays that we was calling, they was working, you know, and we just didn't execute some as well, but, you know, it was working.
Let's look at those team stats. Wisconsin threw the ball like it was a hot potato. The Badgers with 322 yards passing. Wisconsin moving the ball better with more than 100 yards of total offense than the Huskers. Penalties were a problem, as they have been every single week. Nebraska gave up nearly 90 total yards on 8 penalties. There were no turnovers in this one, so besides the flags, a pretty clean game. The Huskers only with 1 sack, and they didn't give up any to Wisconsin. Here are your top performers for Nebraska. Tommy Armstrong, 11 completions, 129 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. Running back Andy Janovich only got 3 carries. His second one, of course, being that long touchdown run, and Alonzo Moore with the high-flying touchdown as well. Your top performers for Wisconsin, Joel Stave threw the ball 50 times. Wow, for a team that likes to run it, that's a lot. 337 yards and a touchdown, no picks. 16 carries, 117 yards for the main running back for Wisconsin. Of course, Corey Clement out for that position, had a sports hernia surgery, and wide receiver Alex Erickson had more than 100 yards receiving. Here is your Big Red play of the game, courtesy of our pals at KC Toyota. 4th quarter, Huskers down by 6. They need a first down to keep the drive alive, so they give it a big old fullback, Andy Janovich, and he goes beast with the candy. 55-yard touchdown, the longest scoring play of the season. They gave the Huskers the lead, at least for a moment. Still to come on Channel 8 Eyewitness News Sports. Nebraska volleyball looked it down. Another ranked Big Ten team at the Devaney. Superfly highlights coming up next. Welcome back. The Husker volleyball team already has a signature win this season over #1 Penn State on the road. The Huskers are only 1/3 through their Big Ten schedule after tonight, and plenty of tough teams remain. Number 24 Michigan is the team to beat in front of the home crowd tonight at the Devaney. First set, Cecilia Hall hammering it home, so that would put the Huskers up by 2 early on. Let's go later in the first. Michaela Fecky, the fabulous freshman, she had a match-high 18 kills for the Big Red. Later, Katie Rolfsen paints the line, part of a 6-1 run to put the Huskers up by 4 late in the first set. Kelsey Fien, Nebraska up 20-15, 23-18 Nebraska now. Double stuff block by both of the Rolfsen sisters. Huskers outblocked Michigan 13-3 on the night. Here's set point. Amber Rolfsen kills it. Huskers take set 1, 25-18. They win the first 2. They lose the third. They win the match in 4. Back to football, starting in the GPAC. The NAIA National Game of the Week, number 12, Dakota Wesleyan, and number 18, Doane. First quarter, Doane down by 3. Drew Klein finding the corner on the end around from 10 yards out. Doane goes ahead 7-3. Second quarter, same score. Jack Shadley on the option. Pitches out to Nate Meyer, makes the dude miss, and he gone 51 yards up the sideline. Doane wins big on their homecoming, beating number 12 Dakota Wesleyan 42-17 in the NAIA National Game of the Week. They are now 6-0 on the season. Nebraska Wesleyan visiting Concordia. A little bit windy today. Nebraska Wesleyan Prairie Wolves in the second quarter, trailing by 2 touchdowns, trying to get on the board with this 29-yard field goal, and Kramer Rath's kick falls short. Still trailing. Later in the second, Bryce Collins finding an opening on the outside. One man to beat, and he'll run this one 75 big ones. Bulldogs take a 21-0 lead, and they'll keep the momentum going here in the first half. Quarterback TJ Austin not afraid to take some hits, breaks 1, 2, 3 tackles, and he's gone. Concordia on top 28-0, and Concordia wins 47-14. Number 13 Northwestern and number 18 Michigan. Big Ten highlights for you today. Second quarter, down 21 already. Northwestern QB Clayton Thurston picked off, pick 6. Michigan goes up 4 touchdowns, and it was a blowout. Get this final score. Michigan wins 38-0. Wow, Harbaugh got him rolling. Illinois and number 22 Iowa pick things up in the third quarter. Iowa up 16-13, 1st and 10. C.J. Beathard hands it off to Jordan Canzeri, who takes it all the way till he hits pay dirt. 75-yard score. Iowa up 23-13. Later, Illinois down 26-20. Keyshawn Vaughn fumbles, recovered by the Hawkeyes. Iowa would score a field goal on the ensuing drive to seal the deal. Iowa wins 29-20. Bad news, Giltner native Drew Odd tore his ACL in this game. Minnesota and Purdue. First quarter scoreless. DJ Hard Knocks scoring some touchdowns, puts the Boilers on top 6-0. Missed extra point. Second quarter, Minnesota trailing 6-3. Mitch Leidner, QB sneak. Gophers take their first lead of the game 10-6, and Minnesota will roll from then on. They go on to win 41-13. Ohio State and Maryland, and Michigan State and Rutgers. Ohio State beats Maryland, pulling away in the second half 49-28, and Michigan State holding on the road at Rutgers tonight. This one was just on BTN 31-24. MLB playoffs, game 2 of the National League Division Series. St. Louis Cardinals, Chicago Cubs. Top of the second, Chicago up 3-1. A man on first when Jorge Soler hits a 2-run home run to center field off of Jaime Garcia. That is Soler's first home run of the postseason, capping off a 5-run second inning. Cubs up, tie up the series with the 6-3 win.
Tough day for you. Know you're a Cards fan.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. Tough day for, a lot of Husker fans.
For a lot of people. Yeah. All right, thanks, Pete. Final check of your forecast coming up after the break.